At this point, we've done most of our brainstorming and our character building and world building, so it's time to start layering in information into our plot outline so we can get to the point where we can create scenes and scene beats of our zero draft. Earlier, we did create a minimal plot outline number 1, so now we're going to start working on plot outline number 2. And let's do Mistral Medium. First thing we're going to do is run a prompt to determine which of the 7 basic plots apply to our story, or story idea. Also looks at there are 10 universal themes, and so it's chosen those as well. So we got voyage and return. Oops, should have pinned it. In theory, all this information will improve the output because story genre is something that's always given to or always provided to the AI. But I had a discussion on Discord earlier today about sometimes a lot of this is confirmation bias, and that you put it into your codex entry and then you run something that's like, hey, it looks better, so you assume that it's better because of what you put in here. But really the key is just don't overload it, because as I said, it's always provided to the AI. So if you've got a large stories on your codex entry, then you're going to be sending a lot of tokens to the AI. Oops, don't delete the F. Come on. There we go. Our next prompt is plot outline 2, and we're going to be folding in character arcs. The default is it's going to look at Note 122 character arcs, but since we've already got revised character arcs in the subplot category, we will go ahead and choose those. And we can multi-select, so we got Raphael and we got Hemi. Yeah, as I mentioned, I need to perform several steps. To proceed, I need your confirmation. Well, actually, I haven't attached Note 122. Or, yeah, you want to include the themes. You want to create the character beats from Arc 1 and 2. And then we want a narrative rewrite of each scene that incorporates the character arcs and themes. What it's doing right now is it's taking the beats in the characters' arcs and trying to fold them into plot outline 1. And it's looking at the change that happens in the character beats that are, in this particular chapter 2, scene 2. And then it's going to try to revise the original scene beat to at least start the process of getting to the change that's in the character arc. So yeah, here we have Hemitane. We're using the, was it 5 stages of grief? 6 stages of grief? As a corollary for the way the character arc works. And in this case, he's unaware of his need for collaboration. But again, it's, looking at, well, what kind of change or what emotional state is he in? And then suggesting this is how I would rewrite the current scene to have that take effect. So, Mistral Medium spent about 5 minutes creating this new plot outline, taking plot outline 1 and both character arcs and merging them together. And in this case, it was 10,000 words, which is why it's always a good idea to run these prompts with a inexpensive model. And the reason it was 10,000 words, and I've already saved it as a snippet, and we'll use the new write functionality to open and edit the snippet. So it looks at plot outline 1 and copies verbatim everything that's in, chapter 1, scene 1, but copies all its beats. Then it looks at the character arcs and sees if there are any beats in them that should apply to this chapter and copies them in. And then it looks at, well, what's the character change that's in that character beat, and then tries to use that to revise the scene. So you can see here, it was 1 paragraph long. Now we got 3 paragraphs. We've even got some dialogue in there. So it's expanded on it. Again, it's trying to match the needs of the character arc. But you also find a lot of things like the themes of rebirth, destiny, and identity swirled around him. Very much on the nose, telling that you wouldn't have in your actual scene. But this is the kind of stuff that will actually help your scene beat completer write the scene. But yeah, so we created all that. So mostly what you'll do is you want to go through here, read the original, read the character arc, and then read the revised scene, make any changes to the revised scene, because we're going to delete all but chapter number, scene number. Same thing, you'd read through all this, and then you read through the revised scene, fix anything that it got wrong. But delete all but the chapter number, and we don't need that. Yeah, maybe location won't be too bad, because that's indicated in both of them. Yeah, at the very least, we want to get rid of all this. And I'll finish this offline and come back. I've finished making the edits to the snippet. So now we will go back to, go into codex. But we've reduced it from 10,000 words to 6,500 words. And we're going to copy that into plot outline 2. Looks like I've got something left over, probably from a previous run. And as it mentions here, save the output. Yeah, we've done that. Do not start a new chat session, run the error check. So we'll do that, but I do have to caution that because of the significant rewrite, you could end up with another large output, and in some cases it starts looking at like the it'll start saying, well, there's a lot of stuff in the character's codex entry that's not in it. It's like, no, you're supposed to compare plot outline 2 with plot outline 1. So plot outline 6471 compared to, so it's, yeah, doubled in size. But we will go back to chat. And we will see what error check does. And really, the whole idea of the error check is it looks at plot outline 1, it looks at the sources for the character arcs, and it tries to find out if the AI got lazy and decided, character arc bullet 5 and bullet 7, we don't need those, and skip them. But it does look like it used everything, but we will run it anyway. This actually isn't too bad as far as, I mean, it's mentioning stuff that, is inconsequential, but somewhere in here there might actually be a thing where it says, oh, you're right, I completely missed an entire scene or entire chapter. Well, like in this case, talking about the missing details, just saying, yeah, you bring it up, but then you don't explain it. So this is more a critique of the new plot outline and what needs to be expanded. So it's useful information, but so far not seeing where it said, oh yeah, I didn't include something that was in the source materials. So we'll save this as a snippet for use later. Mine it for anything useful, but for now what we're going to do is, because our next one is the Drunken Plot Critic, so we'll start a new session. And let's give Gemini 2 a try. And what this is supposed to do is take a look at, so we've copied, revised the snippet, copied it into note 125, and now it's just going to tell us everything wrong with our plot, our new plot outline. So yeah, this would be another one. We'll save it as a snippet. Critic 2. And then we'd go through here and look for any valid complaints we can use to improve our plot outline. But the big thing here is that once you've saved it to a snippet, revise the snippet, then you're going to overwrite what's in plot outline 2, start a new chat session but as it mentions here, again, we want to export our Novel Crafter project, so using the export button. In this case, we actually don't have anything here to export. The big thing is we would want, there's really, again, nothing in write mode. Full codex, and if you want to include all snippets, I don't include chats because for me a chat that's the most raw basic data. You put it in a snippet, you clean it up, then you copy that into a codex. Stop here and continue in the next video. I do have a lot of revision stuff, so you do export, save as, and even though we don't have an import function, at least it's saved somewhere so that if we need to, we can manually copy the stuff back in. If you have any questions, I highly recommend joining the Novel Crafter Discord. Thanks for watching and keep writing. Future readers are waiting for your stories.